Hey, welcome to Tomcat. If you're like me, just seeing this machine puts a big smile on your face, unless you're the competition, that is. Finally, Tomcat answered the call from our dealers and customers alike to make a stand-up built like a Tomcat. Durable, rugged, reliable, with parts that ship the same day you order them. Let's dive in. So sit down, grab some popcorn, strap in, and let's explore everything that the rival has to offer. Let's start up front talking about the features and benefits. We're going to begin with the drive system on the unit. It is a sealed gear drive, unlike the competition that uses exposed chains that get bogged down with lint and hair. Ours is all sealed and protected behind this steel frame. You also have optional headlights up front. And then let's talk about the front of the machine where the drain hose is. Look at the length of that hose. You can add your own jokes if you're interested. Got a crush valve and a replaceable cap, but the drain hose is located up front. The most maneuverable part of the machine makes it super easy to drain. You have this nice recessed portion in the tank, protective sheathing on the drain hose itself to go behind a clamp, and it secures up front. Filling the machine is also up front. We've got two options for you. Behind this flap, you have a place where you can insert a hose, or we have an expandable hose that fits on a faucet and has a little suction cup built in. Covering some features that are on the top of the tank now. You'll see if you have the optional spray jet that you're gonna have a couple of additional tips here. So you can have a 0-degree jet, a 25-degree, or a 40-degree fan. The additional tips are located here, as well as a chuck to where you can spin the tip off and insert another one. This lid right in front of me, this clear lid, has a couple of features. You have a pre-filter that's going to stop dust and any particles from getting into your vacuum motor. And then you have our standard stainless steel cage, not plastic, that houses your ping pong float. It's oversized inside of a stainless steel mesh instead of plastic. This larger single ball is going to do a better job of raising and lowering for foam protection on your vacuum motor. Take this out periodically to clean, and then we can reinstall. The other clear lid on this side of the unit is a direct view into your recovery tank. So while you're operating the floor scrubber, you can see if your dirty water tank is getting too full or if you're generating too much foam. All right, so you have a beautiful view inside of your recovery tank here. Inside this portion of your recovery tank is also your drain saver. Lift up this flap, you can easily remove. The cool thing about this, one, it's stainless steel, it's not plastic, and it's positioned inside of the tank so that if it does fill up and your operator's not paying attention to it, it won't clog back into your squeegee hose, unlike the competition. Simply clean this out and replace. At this portion, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tip this tank forward, and I'm going to show you some of the accessibility that is really unique on this piece of equipment. So this is your hose coming up from your squeegee into your recovery tank. Go ahead and pull that off. We have a hood latch on one side, hood latch on the other. Some really cool handholds molded into the tank. With your tank tipped forward, there's a lot to show you inside this machine. But also, if you did have any sludge in your tank, it's going to make it really easy to rinse it out from here or to scoop the debris out. Tomcat's patented bando and vacuum protection is standard on this piece of equipment. With the tank tipped forward, it allows you access to a few components. Easy access to your scrub motor, your solution filter, easy access to your onboard charger. It's not mounted on top of your scrub deck. As well as access to your central command is done right here with 4 screws if any service is needed on the unit. In production, with machines that we ship from the factory, both tanks are bolted down to the frame where only the top tank will tip in regular use. If you need to get access to some of the other components on the machine, there's 2 bolts underneath, and both tanks, once strapped down to each other, will tip forward, giving you unparalleled access to lifting batteries out of the machine if they need replaced. Some machines from our competition have you lifting batteries 4 feet into the air to get them out. This is only a few inches. So a single mechanic can replace batteries in this machine instead of a team. There are quite a few battery options available on this machine. This one's equipped with optional lithium batteries, and 2 of them. So please make sure that you check the price pages carefully and order the battery option that's best for you and your customer. Wet, AGM, and lithium batteries are all available, as well as optional onboard chargers. All right, let's talk about the features and benefits that you'll see on the left-hand side of the machine. You have a solution sight gauge that is also your drain. Much longer than what the competition offers, should make it easier to get your unused solution out of the floor scrubber. You also have a cord wrap if you get the optional onboard charger, and then there's a sight gauge for the optional disinfectant tank and spray gun that's on the back of the machine. This sight gauge is just for this optional disinfectant tank. You also have push-button circuit breakers, a dual USB charger, and there's also some switches to turn on your headlights, your disinfectant spray gun, and also 03 if you have those three options on the unit. Another really cool feature on the Tomcat rival is how protected your solution lines are. They're not hanging out just waiting to get ripped off. And on both sides of the machine, please note, you have very nice sturdy tie-down points for strapping this machine into a trailer or box truck. On the right-hand side of the rival, there's a couple of optional pieces of equipment that I wanted to talk about in case your machine is equipped. This is the spray gun for the disinfectant tank and its wrap on this side. I took it off here so I can show you. This is the air filter for your 03 system if you have the machine equipped with the optional aqueous ozone. Please note, non-marking tires are standard on the Tomcat rival. All right, now it's time for the back of the machine where the operator is going to be present when they're running the machine. The operator present plate is a stainless steel plate, and we actually have grip tape on top of it. That's where your gas pedal is as well. The operator needs to be standing on that plate for the machine to operate. Up here on the left-hand side is the fill point for your 10-gallon disinfectant tank. You have a hip pad that the operator can lean into. It's a very pleasant machine to operate, ergonomically friendly. And on the right-hand side here is a cup holder that will drain if you happen to spill any liquids. Finally, we get to run the machine. So if the operator is already on the back of the machine will be ready to turn on with the key switch. Allow a few seconds for your central command to start up. Notice there's an e-stop right next to the key switch. And on the far right-hand side of your control panel, you have a position toggle switch. Whenever you step onto the machine, you will have to select if you want to go in forward or reverse. As soon as you step off of the unit, the machine will automatically return to neutral as a built-in safety feature. You have a speed control. So the way that this machine is set up is pretty genius. You have a gas pedal on the floor that you can operate with your foot that controls the speed, but your maximum potential speed is controlled with this turn dial up here. You have a horn button, and then you can also, if it's equipped with the optional flashlights, you can flash them here to get someone's attention as well. So here's how to operate the membrane panel. We're gonna start by turning the machine on. You'll see it says RPS Corporation. Computer boots itself up. It's a very simple and intuitive system to use. You notice right in the middle on the screen, it is flashing with the optional yellow low solution indicator light. What that means is when my solution gets too low, you can have this optional system installed on your machine and it will flash and let you know that your solution tank is getting empty. Also available is a high recovery light, which will turn on the top of the machine and flash in red and let you know that your recovery tank is full. Those are options and handy little features to have if you're interested. We're gonna go ahead and step on. You can see that giant yellow N. That lets you know the machine is in neutral, so we'll go ahead and step on the machine. Okay, so if I'm on the machine in neutral, I'm gonna go ahead and select forward. In the middle of this screen on the bottom is a button that shows water, brush, and vacuum, all included with a green circle. If I hit this button, every function of the machine will turn on. Hit it again, my scrub deck will come up, as will my squeegee and vacuum motor shut off after a brief delay. You can use individual components. If you wanted to just scrub the floor, you hit this button and it will drop your scrub deck to the floor. I can use just this button to turn on my vacuum motor if I wanted to, okay? But if I'm using this one button, starting here, if I want to control how hard I'm scrubbing or how much water is coming out on the machine, I can hold this button here to control the water flow. And if you watch the water drops, by continuing to hold the button, it cycles through my 3 different water settings. When I found one that I let go of the button and it stays put. If I want to shut the water off going into a turn, I simply press it once and my water turned off. Once I straighten out and I'm ready to start scrubbing again, I hit the button one more time and the water comes back on. I can do the same thing with how hard I'm scrubbing and my down pressure. This button if I hold it, we'll cycle through the different down pressure settings. If I wanted to turn my scrub deck off quickly, I would hit this button once. This puts it back down on the ground. And then last but not least, I can put this machine in eco mode by holding my vacuum button down, and you can hear that there is a noticeable drop in the decibels the machine is putting out. It is a 20% reduction in your vacuum output, which makes it ideal for scrubbing in a hospital or if you're scrubbing in a school while class is in session and noise is very important. Whenever I'm done, I can hit this button and my scrub deck will come off of the ground, and after a brief delay, my squeegee and vacuum motor will shut off as well. Last but not least, this is the hour meter, and if I click this, it goes to the maintenance screen, backed in white. It shows me the consumption of each motor and amps. It shows me the percentage of charge left because I have lithium batteries. It'll show me the hours that my vacuum motor is run, my scrub motor is run, and that I've driven in transport mode. Please note, if you do not have lithium batteries, this will be a voltage reading on what your battery charge is. Cap it, pop, pop, pop. All right, certainly last but not least, if you want to take the squeegee off and inspect it for wear or to clean it, take your hand knobs all the way off. Squeegee hose, pull the assembly. And while we have the squeegee off, let's go ahead and talk about the shrouds. You have one hand screw here. It comes straight off. And if you're a Tomcat distributor, you're certainly used to what our patented brush design looks like with the scissor clips to get the pad driver or the brush on and off of the machine. Reinstalling, you have this hook that's going to go on this piece of HDPE. Slaps back in place underneath the hand screw. Your squeegee tool.
So that's the Tomcat Rival. Thank you for watching. And remember, buy American, buy a Tomcat.